Hello everyone, this is Ankush here, and the topic of today's short talk is going to be testosterone, right? Testosterone is a hormone that's present both in men and women, but it's predominantly higher in men when compared to women, all right? Estrogen is higher in women, which gives them a slender figure and a slimmer voice, whereas testosterone gives the bigger muscles, the thicker voice, the facial hair, bigger bone density for men. And in a man's world, testosterone is considered an elixir because it is almost responsible for most of the metabolic and physiological state of the body. Testosterone is also important for your sexual performance in the bedroom. So having said that, how is testosterone actually measured in the human body? So modern science has devised some tests or methods by which you can determine the testosterone levels in your blood. And it's measured in a unit called as nanogram per deciliter. Okay. Now a healthy range for a male is between 450 to 600 nanogram per deciliter, but it all depends on your activity level, all right? When young men reach their teenage, then their testosterone levels are at their peak, all right? It can go almost as high as 1200 nanogram per deciliter. Now, men who are active in sports or outdoor and do a lot of adventure activity, their testosterone levels are comparatively higher than men who are indoors, who have a sedentary lifestyle, all right? So the free testosterone is higher in active men and it's slightly lower in sedentary men. Now, I discussed the topic of testosterone because in the last 100 years, there is a concerning drop in testosterone levels in men. So men today produce 30% less testosterone than they used to 100 years ago, okay? So why are men today producing less testosterone than they used to? What are the reasons for this? So the key reasons why men are producing less testosterone is because of a sedentary lifestyle. And then secondly, they are indulging in a lot of junk food, all right? And the third point is that they are exposed to estrogenic substances around them in their environment, okay? So this technically means that your grandfather had more testosterone than you do in today's time. This brings me to a very interesting story about my past, all right? So I remember I grew up in the mountains of Himalayas, okay? And I remember in my childhood, my dad took me on vacation to Himachal Pradesh, a state in India, and it's completely covered with mountains and rivers, natural springs, all right, and forests. So my dad told me the story that when he was young, they were literally tossed into the river, all right, to swim, and they learned to swim by themselves, all right, and they self-learned how to climb trees, they self-learned how to go about the natural habitat in that environment, and it almost made them a survivor, all right? It made them physical, it made them strong, it made them courageous, all right? But in today's time, the scenario has changed, life has gotten convenient, and I see men today, they're even scared of jumping in the swimming pool. And there was my dad who was jumping into the rivers by himself and learning to swim. So there's a clear distinction in the amount of risk that men took 100 years ago or 50 years ago versus the men take today. So that's one of the key reasons and one of the signs you can say that testosterone has actually been dropping. So a higher testosterone level is directly related to how much risk you can take in life and how ambitious you are, all right? Now, my last point kind of addresses this situation here. So what is the risk of having a low testosterone level or low T levels? I'm going to address testosterone levels as T levels for easy understanding. When man's body consistently stays low in testosterone levels, it creates a havoc in his system, all right? What happens is that he starts losing muscle mass. That's one of the signs that shows that the body is getting low in testosterone levels. On the other side, if the man's body is accumulating a lot of fat and he's getting overweight, that again is a sign of low testosterone levels, okay? So what happens in these scenarios is that the estrogen level rises in the blood of the male, and then the male will start showing feminine traits or feminine features, I would like to say. Their body would begin to shape like a pear shape, which is almost like a female's body. They'll have hair fall, have no zeal in life, there will be no ambition, and they will succumb to addictions like pornography, alcoholism, drugs, because they don't feel energized. And that's one of the main reasons why it gets really hard for these men to come out of it. They go into this downward spiral in life, and they find it really hard to come out of there. Low T levels are also directly responsible for poor performance in the bedroom, all right? It also affects your relationship in a very, very intricate and deep level, and not many understand on what's going wrong in their relationship until they actually understand that it's their physicality that's taking a hit. So one would ask, why such important to testosterone? It's not a big deal, you can somehow kind of manage, or you can kind of fix yourself with medication and other things. So I want to cover a broader topic here in this channel, and talk to you on why it is important to naturally have higher testosterone levels and not just depend on medication, what you call treatment, when it comes to testosterone levels. So I want you to think, what do you think about when I say these names to you? Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Roger Federer, okay? Cristiano Ronaldo, Virat Kohli. Do you know what is common among all of these men? These all are men who are sportsmen, okay? They are athletes. They were top performance in their sports. Arnold was a professional bodybuilder, all right? And Virat Kohli has been the captain of the Indian cricket team. He's won countless matches. He's made countless centuries. Roger Federer himself has won so many competitions in tennis, right? And everyone knows about Cristiano Ronaldo and what a fine player he is on the field, all right? So when I say these names, immediately you think about men who are strong, who are athletic, who know what they're doing, and who know how to go about when it comes to their sports. One of the key things that's common among all of these men is that these men are constantly high in testosterone. And they have to be, because the sports demands them to have a high level of testosterone. Or I would like to say, in other sense, that because they are active, their testosterone levels are automatically high. And I can confidently tell you this, that high testosterone levels have a direct relationship with how successful you are in life, all right? And I say this with much conviction. One would easily argue that, it does not actually have to be high testosterone to be successful in life. One can be rich, can have a lot of wealth without actually being a sportsman or actually being some kind of, a physical person, okay? I would like to say, yes, there are men, and there will always be men who will be successful materialistically. They will have a lot of money, a lot of wealth, but unfortunately, over time, they will have very, very bad health. Okay, and I say this by giving an example of one of the great men that I know, which is Steve Jobs. All right, he was an excellent entrepreneur. He was one of the genius of our present worlds that we know of. But unfortunately, he met his end tragically with cancer. There are a lot of sayings of his where he says that it doesn't matter when it's the last moment. All the wealth in the world will not be able to save you. And that's so much true. Even though he had all kind of success and all kind of wealth, no amount of wealth was able to save him from his disease. Okay, and I can give you examples of many other successful per se businessmen who have horrible relationships with their partners. Okay, because they are not in good physical shape. Yes, they're rich, driving a big car. They may own a big mansion, but what's the point? Your personal life or your life with your partner is horrible or it sucks. That's not success to me. Success to me has to be holistic. Success to me is physical. Success to me is intellectual. And success to me is having good relationships with your partner. All right. So this is what I define as success.